take a look here at one of the built-in models. I've asked you to get ready to use some example models that I've provided you, but the very first model we're going to use is a sample model that comes with AnyLogic. So just to remind you how you open such a model, we're going to go to AnyLogic, go up to the Help menu, and go to Example Models. And you'll get a sort of splash screen here. And we're going to go down to the SIR agent-based model within here. And depending on sort of the vagaries of the situation, you may need to switch to the healthcare component there, or it may be listed there directly. So here's SIR agent-based. You'll notice again there's three variants of it. We want SIR agent-based, not SIR agent-based calibration, and not SIR. Okay. So here what we've done is we've loaded in the model, and it's located down here. This is a model we're going to be working with in a bit, which I also have loaded. So we're going to be going to the SIR agent-based, and then I'd like you to open up the person class within there. And you folks may recall this class from our last session, indeed from a couple sessions ago when we first looked at this as a model to modify. And what we have here is a classic progression having to do with the evolution of disease, the natural history of disease in a particular individual from a susceptible state to an infectious state and a recovered state. And when we first talked about this, I kind of glossed over what was going on when the mechanism by which someone becomes infectious. I simply commented that someone becomes infectious from their neighbors. We're going to look in detail at how this is accomplished. So what I'd like you to look at is the infection transition, okay? So with that called up, I'd like you to open up this, this infection transition here. And down in the properties window, if you double click on that infection transition, you'll see some information on this transition. And you'll recall last time that we talked about a number of types of transitions. We talked about transitions that could go on at a fixed rate, analogous to the sort of logic that's used for flows in the system dynamics models. We talked about transitions that go off after a fixed amount of time. Here, we're dealing with a transition that's triggered by a message. Okay? So this transition will fire in the event that a message is received by this agent. And in fact, it says something about the payload of the message. It says message type, and here it says other. And it's passed a so-called object. It's passed some sort of information that refers to a larger object. And you'll notice that there's further logic having to do with under what conditions this transition will go off once a message is received. Is it unconditional? So you get this message which matches this type and boom, you make the transition. Or does the message have to match some criteria as specified by an expression, or just check if it equals some quantity? So here we have the capacity within a transition to make it conditional on message reception and specify the details of the type of message that has to be received. Moreover, we have an action that can be specified, where this action can do something when this message is received. Okay? So not only will the transition be taken, the person will go from one state to another, but there'll be an action taken as well. So